Okay, so you notice I've already inputted the information from the problem. I made a column for the month, the categorical variable, although I didn't really need to do this part. It makes the worksheet a little bit more readable. And then I made a column of the observed frequencies from the frequency distribution given. Now notice in this problem for Minitab, I don't have to put in those expected frequency proportions in decimal form, because when I go to the goodness of fit test, I have an option to select equal proportions. Okay, so after the information is put into the worksheet, I'm going to click on Stat, scroll down to Tables, click on chi-square goodness of fit with one categorical variable. I need to tell Minitab where my observed frequencies are. Now here I have an option to either select specific proportions, as in the previous example, or I can leave it as equal proportions. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it as equal proportions and then click on OK. Now notice it's giving me a few graphs. This first one I don't need, so I'm going to close that one. But here it gives a side-by-side bar chart of the expected values versus the observed values. And notice that some of these bars have noticeable differences. However, it's difficult to tell overall if we are going to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis until we look at the p-value. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the sample size, which was 1200. The degrees of freedom is 11, the number of categories -1, and we have 12 months or 12 categories. I can use that to find the critical value off the chi-square table. And then here's the standardized test statistic, which is 10.32, the same that I got from calculating this by hand. And then the corresponding p-value, which is difficult to get from the chi-square table. That's what makes StatCrunch and Minitab nice with respect to this chapter. Okay, so the p-value is 0.502 and our given level of significance was 0.10. Since the p-value is greater than the level of significance, I'm going to fail to reject the null hypothesis and be in favor of the statement that the observed frequencies are as expected, or in this case, the observed frequencies do follow a uniform distribution.